Everyone knows about installing games on your system drive. Back in the day, that meant a hard drive, but now, if you try installing on anything slower than an SSD, people will practically eat you alive. But what if you installed a game on your RAM? And no, I don't mean using your page file or ready boost from a USB drive. I mean literally installing a game into pre-allocated space on your RAM. If you have 16 gigs of RAM and Windows eats about 7, that leaves around 7 gigabytes you can dedicate entirely to games before your system starts crying. So without further ado, let's see if this actually works. First, we need to allocate the space though. The way to do this is by using an application named ImDisk Toolkit. This application allows you to create a virtual disk from your RAM. Now, I only have about 16 gigabytes of RAM, and Windows with a browser and other services open takes about 6 to 7 gigabytes of space. That means that if I allocate anything close to, let's say, 10 gigabytes, my system might just. So I went with a more reasonable 5 gigabytes. Now, as you know, 5 gigabytes is not even enough for the below average games in 2025. So if I'm going to play some games, they will need to be pretty dated. First, I just opened ImDisk as admin, installed it, then opened ramdisk config. From there, I just set the allocated amount to 5 gigabytes and pressed OK. That created the virtual disk, and as you can see, it's there. Now, the games we'll be testing today is the great LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga and Portal. These games are pretty dated, so they both meet the 5 gigabytes or lower requirement. So I moved those games to the virtual disk, and voila, those games are on the drive just fine, once at a time though. But I launched LEGO Star Wars and it's time to see how it runs. Now, it's probably a placebo effect because I'm expecting to see a difference, but it loads pretty fast. But that also means nothing because this game is ancient. But the actual gameplay also wasn't bad either. I got to the start area, ran around, then went to the first episode. That also wasn't bad. So that's interesting. Originally, I thought the RAM was going to be worse, but it seems to not have a difference. It feels perfect. Then I tried Portal and that also loaded fast and played just fine also. No issues, just regular playing. My PC also did not crash because of low RAM, so that's also a plus. So why is this running so well? Why is this not running bad? Well, that's because RAM is actually faster than even the fastest SSDs. RAM is directly connected to the CPU and stores data in a way that allows instant access without needing to search much. SSDs are fast because they are solid state, but RAM is even more direct. If you look at a motherboard, 9 times out of 10, the RAM is literally directly next to your CPU. Even the fastest SSD is like taking a bullet train, which is insanely quick, but your RAM is like literally teleporting straight to your destination. This explains why, while testing load times, the SSD and RAM seem to be the exact same from the human eye, and the hard drive also isn't horrible. But before you guys say it, I know that these games are ancient and were made to run on ancient systems. Maybe in the future, if something like this was tested on a system with 100 plus gigabytes of RAM, I can test more intensive games that really benefit from faster drives. So in the end, is this something you should do? No, not even if you have 100 plus gigabytes of RAM. Just use an SSD and save the RAM for Windows. Trust me, if you're doing anything other than gaming, it will need it. But this was fun. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.